Welcome to my channel, and today we will have a look at Cinderella book by the French artist Amandine Jung. This book arrived to me like a miracle because Amandine sent it to me just a couple of days before the war has started, and I was sure that it was lost unfortunately. But then, somewhere in the middle of March, like a miracle, this book arrived, and I was crazy happy. I couldn't imagine that it's still possible to get new coloring books, and I was so happy to discover that book is absolutely amazing. Of course, I am quite familiar with the art of Amandine because I'm totally in love with her previous book. It was about Sleeping Beauty, so please check Sleeping Beauty also. But I love Cinderella a little bit more, and I also love books by Amandine because they are printed with French captions, so I can remember a little bit those small French phrases which I still can remember. Here we have beautiful A4 book. When it arrived, it was so amazingly packed. I will put a picture because I took photo. It was so sweet. You can see that it was published with love, it was created with love, it was published with love, and it was sent with love, and I was extremely touched. Here we have quite a thick book because we have many pictures to color, but also because it's printed on a very thick paper. I do love that Amandine maintains this style of her covers, so you can have a series of her books. I do love that we have example of her art here on the cover, so you can see what you can expect inside of the book, and it's very pleasant to touch. Inside I also found a couple of very nice postcards. One is so beautifully colored. I definitely will use this one as an inspiration when I will do the same design inside of the book. And I have a postcard to color. Look at this cutie. All the contacts of Amandine, her website, I will leave you down in the info box as usual. It was so sweet. I have pumpkin from Amandine. Here we have title page, name page, and page where I tested my art supplies. I decided that polychromos, they usually behave very well everywhere, so here I tested Prismacolors and Sucolor pencils. Paper, as I said, is very thick, and also it has quite good texture for all pencil brands. I tested cheap Sucolors. I used on my first project more professional pencils like Prismacolors and Polychromoses, and everything went very well. Maybe next I will test my other supplies, but now I am sure that I won't have problems with any materials which I can use here. And I also used watercolors here, both regular and metallic pearlescent watercolors, and again with water-based media. This paper also behaves very well. It's bright white, and I hope you can see how thick is the paper. The binding is very tight, so your book it never fall apart. In the beginning I had a little bit of problems by laying it flat to film, but you realize that it's just a problem for YouTube bloggers, not for those who simply want to color. And now, after a couple of days of working here, now it's already lays flat on my table, so everything is great. I do love that we have some small designs which I can do as a quick projects. Here we already have one of the characters from the book. Why I love books by Amandine? Because they are based on fairy tales. You know how much I love to color fairy tales from various artists in various styles. But Amandine books, they are made with a lot of humor, and you can clearly see that humorous part in each and every designs. Also, a very nice additional pages. They helps They help this book to look stylish, I would say. And here we have the beginning of the story. Short captions, as I say, you can practice a little bit your French. Here we have small Cinderella with her mother, and in the end of the book, even we are all familiar with the story, we have the full list with the names of the designs, and you can also notice which one you already color. So we started here, nice design. I also love that Amandine's designs, they are very detailed, and you can look at them and you can find new and new sweet details. She has a very interesting style of drawing various flowers. They are more in decorative way, but very interesting and quite unique. Here I definitely think that it's one of the pages where you can practice using watercolors or maybe acrylic or neocolor crayons. For the sky you can use simple blue, or you can add maybe some green bushes or grass behind the girl. Maybe she's sitting somewhere in the garden. And look at these small nice details, her toys, the amazing tiny lizard, and the bee, or maybe it's butterfly. Nice and interesting. Here we have another character from the story, and I'm ashamed, but I didn't remember that in this book we have a cat and bat. Their names are Lithium and Celestine. I don't know if they were created by the imagination of Amandine or they were part of the original story or maybe some cartoon. I don't know, I have to check. But they are absolutely adorable. Look at these eyes and huge ears. So cute. And because of the many pumpkins, this book will be very cute to color during Halloween also. Here we have not so very happy family with the new stepsisters and stepmother. I do love how nicely Amandine depicted their faces and characters, who is not very happy and who is not very good, so you can clearly see it, and I really love it. Very interesting composition of the page. Here we have poor girl sleeping together with her friend, and look at the cute mouse, look at the coal probably here, her slippers. Very interesting composition, unusual and quite good to color. That's my first project. Here of course I will post a video how I did it together with this review. Here I started with a very light layer of watercolor just to test paper. I used watercolor for the sky because I still believe that the quickest and the easiest way to do areas like sand or sky or basic layer of wood, it's easiest to do with watercolor if paper allows. And here paper allowed to use whatever you wanted. First, it looks like paper is too smooth for watercolor, so sometimes it's even pushed away from the lines. But after a minute you realize that you can spread pigment as much as you want. There are no those unfamous dots. You know that quite often on the paper in coloring books, even if it looks thick and nice, then after applying water-based media, crayons or watercolor paints, appears terrible dots. I had similar experience in Kerberazana's, I had similar experience in my Tolkien words. Here, any problems at all, any stains, stains can create when paper absorbs watercolor very quickly and you don't have time to blend colors, to spread watercolor. You just put it and paper absorbs it and you have not very good stains. Any problems here, so don't be afraid, use whatever you want to. And on top of it I worked with my So color pencils, I added a little bit of polychromasis, and that's the picture which I selected because again I was totally in love with the composition, a lot of cute characters, but also a very interesting landscape behind. Look at the cat and the birds around. They also made with a lot of humor. Just look at the face of the mother dark and at the other birds, at the not the peacock, the rooster, and we have also another mouse. So quite sweet page, that's why I selected it. And I do love the Mimi horse. I decided that it will be with a very fashionable hairstyle. Next, that's why I said that this book would be a nice one to color during Halloween time. Sweets and pumpkins and bat. Adorable with those round eyes and cute nose. Next we have beginning of the story, how the stepsisters were when they received the invitation to the ball and when they started to prepare their dresses, and Cinderella of course she's helping. Maybe I will do this one next, but I think that my second best choice will be when she's in the kitchen. I will show you later. Look at the cute look of the cat. Maybe she's not very happy. She's wearing new shirt, but still not very happy. And the stepmother, she definitely doesn't look very kind. Exactly like we can see it in the story. Here, that's the design which I want to do next. Again, you know that I love to color such scenes when we have interesting scene behind, when we have main characters doing something and we can imagine story. Here bats, we have a lot of them here. They are helping her to sort the lentils probably. So maybe I will do this one. I just have to think of what to use for the background. Maybe I will wait until I will be reunited with my gouache paints or with my set of grey acrylics, which will be quite helpful for the stone wall here, but I definitely will do this one. Here we have stepsisters. Look at all the interesting things which we have here. We have perfumes, we have some jewels, jewelry, flowers. And this one it's smaller, so you can select smaller design if you want to color something in more limited time. This one is more complicated. You can definitely see that the girl is disappointed, unhappy, and again it was very nicely depicted and showed to us by Amandine. It would be nice to do a dark sky. Again, I need for this page some dark acrylic paint to do the night sky. So I will have to wait, but I want to color it. It could be so nicely done with the light from these candles and very dark background. It could be very spectacular. And look at the fairy grandmother. She is so fun and sweet. I do love that she has quite a nice figure and she has a very cute dress. Very unusual, probably the most unusual depiction of the fairy grandmother I've ever seen in Cinderella books. And again, a lot of pumpkins. A very interesting page. I absolutely love her. She even has tattoos. And that's the carriage. Again, we have cat, we have bat, lizards, and many other nice details. And that's the new dress by Cinderella. I especially love this upper part. That's the bigger image of similar to the postcard which I received, and where I can use that postcard as an imagination for the background and for the inner and outer backgrounds here. Again, pumpkins. I absolutely love to color pumpkins, so it also will be one of the first pages which I want to color. Here we have picture how they traveled to the castle. And finally she arrived to the ball. Also quite interesting if you look at all those details around. And finally, please meet the prince. She is also quite interesting, unusual hairstyle. They are dancing and dancing again. Here we have the famous scene on the stairs where she is losing her beautiful glass shoes. And look at these flowers. I love how she depicted them, so nice. Here probably she is telling the story of the ball to her best friends, again bat and cat. Look at the bat looking at the glass slipper, so nice. Here again she is back to her usual dress, maybe dreaming a little bit. Again, some more simple kitchen picture. Here I've had a lot of fun. Again, here we have unusual page. It's simple and it was created by Amandine in the style of glass stained windows, and I decided that I can play here to have a lot of fun with my regular and with my metallic and pearlescent watercolors. You know that probably a month ago I received my new set of metallic watercolors. I made a video before the war where I just made a swatch of them, and then I had to abandon them. I was very disappointed that I didn't have time to put them somewhere in the books. So when I returned home to gather some of my things, I think that it was a little bit of hysterical gesture. So I don't know why I decided to take this box of metallic watercolors with me. Maybe I had to use another box of pencils, but I grabbed my metallic watercolors and it was like, no, I won't allow to separate me from my watercolors when I even hadn't tested them properly. I will grab them. So that was the page where I finally had a chance to use them. I hope that you can see how shiny is the background here. It's my work in progress. Of course, I will try to post a video. I hope that I will manage to do something interesting from this one, but for now I simply immensely enjoyed just playing with materials, and I hope that in the end it indeed will look like stained glass window. Finally, we have this beautiful crystal shoe, or maybe glass shoe, beautifully shaped. They found finally the owner of the glass shoes. And here is the marriage picture, another beauty. And the end of the story with the wedding cake, and of course the best friends as the main guests. So that was the book by Amandine Jung. You have another tiny picture to color. So I hope that soon I will post my first videos from this one. I definitely can only praise the quality of the book, and if you love the style of Amandine, I will sure that you will enjoy this one, her previous book, and also she is very generous with her freebie pictures, so please check her website. Thank you for watching, and until my next videos.